What's up guys, Justin Hadlock here, aka Face Tats McGee, and today I want to talk about how to get a tattoo that you're not going to regret. Now I think that that's one of the biggest things. Like everybody's always so afraid of getting a tattoo they're going to regret, especially like early on when you're first starting to get tattooed. Like, oh man, what if I don't like it? What if I this? What if I that? What if I the other? And then you get one and you're like, man, I love this. I'm going to definitely do this more often. But here's the deal. There's a few steps that I'm going to give you to get tattoos that you don't regret. Now, how can I speak on this? Well, I have 20 plus years of experience in the tattoo industry. I own this tattoo shop, the Murder Art Collective, that you currently see me in right now. We're a high-end tattoo shop here in Lexington, Kentucky. And funny enough, I have some tattoos that I regret. Maybe not regret, but if I had the opportunity to do it over, I would definitely change some things. You know, I've got this whole black arm. There's a whole bunch of tattoos underneath there as well. So first off, my first recommendation until you get more seasoned as a tattoo client or until you have more tattoos is to get tattoos that are meaningful to you. And the reason why I think it's important to get meaningful tattoos is that when there's a positive and powerful meaning attached to that, you're much less likely to regret it later on down the road. So that's number one, get a meaningful piece. Number two, and this just is my recommendation, but more often than not, I end up when I'm working on sleeves, because I work on almost exclusively bigger tattoos. When I'm working on sleeves, back pieces, chest pieces, rib panels, leg sleeves, all that stuff, oftentimes I'm working around smaller tattoos that people got when they wanted to get something kind of out of the way, small, so nobody could see it, just in case they didn't end up liking it. But they did end up liking it. And so now they have something that we have to cover, work around, or whatever else that makes it a lot harder. So if you're gonna get a tattoo, just get the tattoo and get it in a place where it can be seen. Get it in a place where it's gonna look nice and complement your body. And small tattoos, at least in my opinion, are like putting a bumper sticker on a Mercedes. You just don't do it. But there is a difference between putting a nice custom airbrush job or some good pinstriping on that rather than putting a little bumper sticker in the middle of the door, okay? You wanna follow the body lines. Bigger tattoos can do that. Thirdly, and this is kind of tying into the size of the tattoos like I was talking about, when you get small tattoos, they age poorly. They age so poorly. You see these tattoos on like old military people or just older people in general, and they just like, it's just a blob and you can't tell what it is. Well, all tattoos are gonna age a lot over the course of your life, but the younger you are, which is it's very popular to get small tattoos with the younger generation, the longer you have to live in it and the more likely you're gonna have problems with that tattoo if it's really tiny. And there's other things that have to do with this as well. Tattoos do this thing where they call it ink migration. And that means that ink moves around under your skin slowly as time progresses in your life. And that's why a line that used to be very, very crisp looking will eventually get kind of muddy and blurry. And when you put too many tiny thin lines or bold lines or just too much line work too close together, too much detail too close together, eventually what happens is that all that spreads together and you just get mud. And nobody wants to have muddy looking tattoos, but a good point of reference here is that these things here on my hand used to be pretty clean looking. They don't anymore. Especially areas like that, they tend to have a much higher degree of problems with things like that. Fourth, this is an important one, guys. Like, you need to trust your artist. If you just picked an artist off, whoever the hell said whatever on Facebook, be careful. Check the portfolios. Make sure that that person specializes in the type of work that you would like to get. Specialized artists produce much more consistent work in their specialty, okay? Jack of all trades, master of none. I'm not a big fan of the whole concept of like, I'm well-rounded, okay? I wanna see people that really dive into the stuff that they enjoy doing and don't try to just take everything on because they wanna make more money like that. So while you're checking portfolios, while you're checking people's work and stuff like that, keep in mind that nobody ever says, hey, you should go to my guy, he's pretty mediocre. Everybody always says how fire their guy is, all right? But check reviews, check that person's reputation, see how long they've been in business, see how many reviews they have. Those things are all really powerful and very important. And then fifth, and I think that this kind of goes out to the artists out there as well, make sure that the experience you're having when you're doing your consultation is good. If somebody treats you like a burden before they're even tattooing you, man. And I can tell you from experience that I'm very picky about my clientele because there's nothing more awkward for me or them than sitting in a chair for 5 or 6 hours right next to one another and neither one of us are vibing together at all. So I vibe check really hard when it comes to my clients. I'm very big on making a connection with them, and that's a whole other topic, all right? But to review here, the thing is that you really want to keep in mind is that just because your friends say it's a good idea, that doesn't mean it's the case. Trust your artist. Don't go get tiny tattoos because you're afraid you're not going to like it. The likelihood is you're eventually not going to like your tiny tattoos if you keep getting tattooed, okay? And then when it comes down to it, guys, just make sure that it feels right, okay? Make sure that it feels right. And if your friends are giving advice while your artist is saying do something else, don't listen to your friends, okay? I'm sorry, I know that you care about them, but you wouldn't bring them into the mechanic shop with you. You wouldn't bring them into the body shop with you and be like, so what do you think? Should I lower it? Should I upper it? Should I blah, blah, blah? You go with it, and you let the expert tell you what they think that you should do. So I'll talk to you guys all soon. Love you. Have a great day, and see you soon.